You're listening to the C1D Paintball Podcast. Remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, and our Discord. Hey there, Andrew, C1D Paintball Podcast. Now you have my usual, the usual suspects joining me. I will go alphabetically. I've got Connor. Connor, how are you doing this fine recording session? Could be the evening, morning. We're going to keep people guessing.
Well, I'm in space, so couldn't even tell you what time it is.
Time doesn't exist.
Space time, yeah. Time doesn't exist.
As a matter of fact, he could be behind us. He could have gone back in time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alphabetically, Jeff, how are you today? This evening, this
I'm
morning?
good. Had a good day today. Work went well. I'm home, safe and sound. Made it. It's good.
That's it. Mike, you?
Can't complain. Really hot day. Got rained on a little bit, but with the great weekend that we had, I'll take it. Here we are.
Rain like crazy.
It
did it rain like nuts over there too?
Pretty nasty here. A little bit of thunder. And but my hibiscus plant outside is flowering. It's very lush. And during the winter, when it's got 3 leaves left and it's hanging on, it's these hot, muggy days I look forward to. I think I read that on the back of a coffee cup once. Anyway, we're going to talk about all kinds of paintball and stuff, and why you shouldn't lick strange frogs you find in your backyard. Just as a footnote. We had, I'm going to outline what we did, and I want these fine gentlemen with me on the show to kind of run with it. We kind of did do 3 things this weekend. We had our paintball on Saturday morning, a group of 10 of us at Warzone, and what I say was a fine classic day of small teams and good twist to how we did things there. Saturday night, we actually, the 4 of us on the podcast, went and played some Halo Online, some Halo 3 campaign. And then we all went and we had another person join us as well. A significant other joined us yesterday at Comic-Con in Montreal, where 3 of us were wearing nice C1D outfits. Connor was not, but that's okay because he had an anime theme thing. And Jeff had a Canadian AF hat on, which it doesn't matter what he's wearing because when you're wearing that hat, you know what you're doing. So I'm going to give you guys the rope because usually I get too much rope and I hang myself. And Connor, how would you describe, what was the kind of, I think you know what the theme was on Saturday, something that was different that we kind of liked. Do you want to explain to everybody, since there was only 10 of us there, the twist that I thought was really, really awesome to the day?
No, I mean, get there, we kind of know that there's not going to be too many people playing. And so it's pretty chill, seeing who came out too. But, if I could say, a theme, in one word, it's, definitely experimental. We did lots of cool new game types that we've never done before. So, yeah, no, it was lots of fun. So we were just trying stuff out, and no, it was nice. It was chill. It wasn't hot out, but it was definitely humid in the woods, so it was nice to kind of have these less intense games with a smaller group, and we're doing new things still, so it's still exciting. So I thought it was a really good day, all in all.
Yeah, everyone was tired, being the old guy there. See, I got you off the hook, Jeff. Being the old guy there, it's always it's hot and humid all week. I had a mentally trying week at work. So I was, after the 3rd game, I was feeling a little tired, but then I looked and it's I actually mentioned, Mike, I went to Miranda because I got hit, and it's I'm just dragging it today, and do all the shots hurt? She's going, yeah. And I said, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun out there. Now, Mike, you are doing what you do, in construction, and you did a whole thing of stairs, 100-year-old steps. You know, just carve those out of the earth that's grown around it. You know, re-level it all, then put it back together and cut that stone out in the nice hot elements. So I'm sure me bitching about having too much paperwork in the week and being grumpy, not grumpy, but tired on Saturday, you probably had zero sympathy for me. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Luckily, I had, I think, 2 days off last week.
Nice.
We had the holiday Friday, so I had Friday off, and I don't know if my coworker's listening, so I won't say much. But I called in Tuesday. Yeah, so it was a pretty fairly easy week, but yeah, lugging stone in the hot heat, and then playing paintball on the weekend. It was pretty tough, but as you can see, I did all right.
You did fine. You actually released a video of one of the funnest game types I had personally on Saturday, and you know what? I'll segue to Jeff on this one. So Jeff, you had your vest on. You're technically the oldest, just a little bit marginally older than me, but you didn't bitch at all day about the heat or anything, right? You're pretty good, even with that vest.
Fine. Well, I had the purple haze on, so it's a very light shirt, and the vest was fine. I was fine. Mind you, I work out in the heat a lot, so it's it was good. It was great. It was fine. I was very comfortable.
Okay, so
Not me. I sweat so bad.
So tell us. Okay, we're lining up to go on Market, and the ref has a twist. Jeff, what did he tell us? What did he tell us? How were we going to play this team deathmatch?
Well, he said what you could start from the breakout from the spawn, but whatever your first barricade you chose to hide behind was of that material was the only one you could move up to. So if you went behind a stone block, you can only go up to another cement block. If you went behind the barrels, you can only go in behind the barrels, or a wooden barricade. It had to be of the same element that you first broke out to and hid behind. So you thought it was good cover, and then going, I have to run 20 feet to get to the next set of barrels or the next. It was like you had to really plan where you were going to go, whether you'd make it or not, and it was funny to watch. There's people like they get there and going, oh God damn it, how am I going to get to? It's just like mistakes have been made.
We didn't have a lot of time to look either, unless you know the course and everything it's made of.
That was the
you don't pay attention to what you're hiding behind. You just know where it is.
I tried to take a gander back, and then he started counting, so I had to run to the spawn to start, and it was just like, I'm going cement.
I went cement too, and it was just that thing. It's like, hey, played 100 games over the years on that field, and the field's changed a lot, but I never sat and thought, and when I looked, it's like, yeah, and then 2 seconds later it starts. And yeah.
Well, it's so good. It's such a good map for it because there's so much material. There's so many different barricades.
I'd say it's the only one you could really play it on at the facility, but it's outstanding for it.
Yeah, tires would be pretty easy, huh?
You're either on rubber or earth. So
actually,
I thought it was cool though because
there is barrels there. There is barrels.
Oh yeah, there is barrels. Yeah.
That would be challenging if you took the tires out of the equation.
I thought it was cool because I had one question while we were firing up the game and the rules as we were walking through. I wanted to know, there was a couple barricades that had multi-material in them. You know what I mean? Like barrel, whatever. So I was like, oh, what happens there? And that was the cool part. I guess I don't know if he knew this or if he was just making it up on the spot, but that's where you can transition from, one material to another. If you wanted to go from concrete to like wood or something, you can go to a concrete wood barrier and then go from that barrier over to a wood. So it's just a kind of a cool way to get off a material if you're stuck.
Wow. It's not what I heard. I heard two different things before then.
Oh, no. Well, maybe you heard it in French because I don't know. I didn't hear the French part.
Because the first time I asked him in French,
mm-hmm.
and You said it's your decision. If something's a mix, and like if you're on metal and it's a mix, then you get to go there. When I think it was Trent asked, he said that it's whatever's the majority. So if there's 2 metal, 1 plastic, it's metal. And
Got
then,
it.
I mean, it could have been. I think still. I mean, all 3 of those are pretty cool, but
Right.
I don't know which one
I
was the
died.
official one.
I died behind concrete, so I never had that.
I didn't
option.
leave concrete either, so it didn't make a difference. But
Yeah, I was
No.
stuck behind concrete.
We have a modest following, which I appreciate for C1D, but any of you who don't play with us and still listen to our show on that, first of all, thank you. Second of all, try to see if this is possible on any of your fields where you play regularly. And if so, you drop this on everybody at the last second. When they're lined up and divided, say, hey, here's a twist on the game. Don't give them time to think. Just go do it, and you'll have a good time. Actually, Connor, what's that idea you had in the car about it? Actually, I remember, but I'll let you say on how to decide what you go behind. Do you remember what you said in the car when I suggested?
oh yeah. Do something random, like that. You give out like cards for it.
Yeah.
You don't get to
ma-
choose. It's kind of like you're stuck. It's like
That would be cool.
shit. I'm stuck with this.
Maybe
Whatever.
So you
And
get
you have to
mana
run up
cards for
super
magic.
far at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
And the other team doesn't know. Maybe you're all stuck behind concrete on the one side. You never know,
Right.
right?
exactly.
By the way,
You get
Chris
those mana
mentioned-
cards from Magic the Gathering.
Pardon me, Jeff. Sorry.
You get those mana cards from Magic the Gathering, and you just
Ooh.
one side's and the other side's the element, and you just okay.
Oh yeah.
Fire is
That
metal, trees wood, and stone is cement. So
Well, it's
you just pick a card, and that's what
2025.
you
We
want.
can make our own funny cards using that as inspiration and not getting sued. Hopefully, Chris, who's listening in the audience, a loyal listener to us, a friend of C1D. He also mentioned he wants to try foosball, which is good. You know, we've been talking foosball. They tried at some of the other fields, and again, it's that thing is you probably have a field where you are. And it's like, yeah, that would be perfect for this. And Market's kind of got that versatility to it. Now, we did another game type when we went on Village. Team Deathmatch. Now, the twist was, and correct me if who wants to explain this? Connor, I think you got it. Mike, you're like me sometimes. We sit and we talk to people before the game starts. And when it starts, it's like, huh? So, me and you're in the same boat. Connor, so the rules to that, it was just in the buildings we could shoot, and if you were running but not behind a barrier that was just like,
No,
yeah, you explain.
you're already wrong already. Yeah.
See, that's why I asked
So-
you.
Yeah. So, the rules is that you're only allowed to fire your marker when you're in a structure, and what constitutes as a structure if there's 2 things surrounding you, like 2 walls. And so at least 2. Because there's little bits of cover that you're sandwiched on both sides, so that is considered a structure.
Right.
But if you're behind it, and so there's only one thing surrounding you, like, in close proximity, that's not a structure, so you're not allowed to shoot. But if you're in transit from one to another and you're committing to it, you're allowed to shoot. Otherwise, if you're kind of just running around in the open aimlessly, you're not allowed to shoot.
And you can't shoot from behind a building. You got to get in that building in order
Exactly.
to shoot. And it was all right. It was all right. I got laced. I got laced. I got messed up. I got messed up in that way. There's 2 doorways to a building. And it was Michael, Connor's friend Michael. I think he was member 4 or 5 with C1D all those years ago. And he's got the south door, and I got the door facing east, where I'm pointing. For those of you on Facebook, not Facebook, on YouTube, you'll know. Actually, Facebook, you'll know too. I'm pointing to Jeff because he was to my left, and I'm trying to take him out. And I figure I don't care about the south door because Michael's there. So I'm standing there and I'm peeking, and it's great because I'm on the right side of the doorway. So being left-handed, it's like, I'm going to get myself a Jeff. And all of a sudden, you know, we've all been hit in the back when you play paintball, but I got about 6 or 7 shots, and most of them hit me on the back on the right kidney, and like boom, 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 and I'm like a boxer, and I fell to my knees, you know, like that scene in Platoon. And oh, by the way, Jeff, thanks for only hitting me like twice when I was already falling down in pain that my mouth just opened and no sound came out.
Yeah, you were in the I saw you falling forward, so I saw you, and your hand going up, no, wait, no, ow, oh, God. And then it was silent, like, did he die?
And I get up.
And then he's like, oh.
I get up, and in my head, it's like, we got a good group here. What son of a bitch did that to me? Well, it's the guy who just graduated grade 6 who's there with his dad, a special guest of ours. The end of the game, hey, Andrew, I got you. And it's like, oh, I guess I can't be mad at him.
I have the video of him standing next to me going and yelling to you. You must have not heard him, but he was like, hey, Andrew, I got you. I was like, go.
No.
Yeah.
The only thing I could hear was blood rushing to my head.
You know, it was a good shot, but the only complaint about it was he was not within
The building.
the structure. He was in the
Nor was he moving or advancing or anything. Yeah, he was trigger happy.
You should have gone back in if you wanted to, Andrew. You could have, respawned. It wasn't a fair kill.
Because it was 2 lives. Why I always forget the referee's name. I love the guy. What's his name again?
Oh God, bad with names.
He has such great ideas. Anytime you want to play something, but he goes, hey, in French, Andrew, it's de deux vies. You got 2 lives. No, I'm okay. I'm going to sit the rest of this one off. That's okay. Yeah, we did that. And it
was funny. Right after he got you, I told him, no, you're supposed to be in a building before you shoot. And he goes, oh, shoot at the building, which Jeff, our teammate, was in right in front of us. So he just starts lighting up the building. And I was like, no, you got to be in the building in order to shoot. And he's like, oh.
And then, how did they flank us so fast? What? Oh, never mind. No.
You know, you don't get that sensation of how did they flank us so fast. You really get a sense of that when you're in the middle of the field inside a well in a little circular tube like I was. And it's like, I'm going to see when they're behind me. And then I realized I'm in a dome of silence. I have no comprehension of the field. And I just heard shots everywhere.
I saw you in there. I couldn't figure out. I thought, he's in. Shut up. That's stupid.
Yeah.
There was another aspect of that game. Sorry, I was having a little bit of difficulties here with my end of the podcast, but I don't know if when you were explaining the rules, there was an optional flag. Did you say that?
Oh no,
that was only in the second game. It was introduced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that
same
the next
idea?
game?
Yeah, because the first game was a camp fest.
Oh, okay. So
the second and third, it was kind of to make it so you'd go from building to building more.
Oh, I apologize. I went downstairs. I missed the first game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because the first game, I ran up top, and since it was with the multiple lives, is that the other team got stuck in their spawn pretty much.
Gotcha. Yeah, I forgot I missed that one.
Yeah, they added the flags.
But the second one, they added like an optional flag.
Yeah.
You scored one. It was a good run.
Flag or wipe the other team out. And
so you guys, we played 3. So we played 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the final game, I forgot all about the flag, so I ran up to the middle barricade, and I'm sitting there for like 5 minutes, just taking shots at Miranda and Trent. And all of a sudden, I just look left, and there's just a flag sitting right next to me, like literally within feet. And I'm like, Jeff, do we got to bring our own color flag back? And he's like, yep. And I was like, all right. And I picked it up and I just ran back and
that's
won
right.
That one on accident.
Because that's true. You left for a couple games to go downstairs to meet somebody. You're doing you're getting new marker
trade.
Yeah. And you came back up and I see you running back the flag. It's like, oh, Mike's back. Looks like that rest did him a break. He's the hero for this one. And now, something about Warzone, which you always want to see, is fields upgrading and such. Now, it was mentioned before, Mike, you mentioned it a couple of podcasts ago, that the forest, which is between Tiger Ball and Village, had some barriers added to it. So instead of just being woods with a couple of pile of rocks, it's got some barriers behind it. So we played a quick game there. I don't know, Jeff, Connor, maybe give your opinion on it. Mike and I were talking there. I feel like I didn't play long enough to get a good sense of it, but it plays a lot more intense than it's...
That's what happens when you die first.
Yeah, that happens when I die first. I swear to God, that barrier looks so big, and it was pretty wide. It's probably about 8 feet wide, this plastic shell, but it might be 2 feet thick. So when I try to angle off, anyway, I died.
Well, you didn't die first, though. That belongs to Michael. Michael died.
Oh, did he?
Michael died 2 seconds into the game.
Well, it's like we're the
He just wanted to go back and watch Formula One.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know how to play it, so I just ran down the middle, and I got a lucky shot on him, like, right away, instantly, and so...
You were so far up. Me and Jeff were just making it to the first barrier, and I look up, and
you guys let me down. You guys were so far back for so long. I needed help.
Oh, I was helping Jeff.
Sure. Okay.
We were helping
back
Ben.
there. Old married men back there.
No, we had Ben back there. We had a minor with us who was fogging up.
Oh yeah.
Ben's resourceful though. Ben just got back from his camping trip, his grad camping trip, so he knows all about the woods and the wilderness. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff also had some marker issues, and Ben thought his gun was on fire because one of his CO2 tanks, pissed out.
That's right. Because I know what happened. Because I was using the 12 grams in the TCR, and it misloaded, so I had to clear it. It was jammed, so I had to clear it. So I just tossed it and going, oh, it's fire. No, it's cold. It's cold. Cold fire? No, never mind. Shut. Keep your head down.
Yeah.
Actually, Ben's barrel was still glowing red from rifling 7 shots into my back. He overheated it, so the kid was right. Yeah. But then, actually, we noticed on the drive up from the bottom of the field, because there's a lower section with 1 field on it, soon to be 2 or 3, and then you kind of drive up the mountain in Warzone Paintball. And there's been a field they've been working on for 2 years called Terminal. And as the name implies, for those who don't know, it's going to be airport-themed aircrafts. And it kind of had 2 containers, kind of one down and one standing up on its end, so kind of like an L. They welded that in place, but it's been there for a while because that's an area where they actually store a lot of things that they bring to the other fields. But when we went there, we noticed, and it was like the sky opened up and the angels started singing because, what did we see? I want you to explain that, Mike. When we were driving up there, instead of like the faded red container, I think it's red, what did we see around that mid area of that developing field?
God, I hope I'm right. Yeah, it looked like a third. It looked like a third story, right? Like a 3-story.
Yeah.
Control tower.
Yeah, like a tower. Yeah, basically like a tower.
Yeah, I'm going to put a picture of it on the chat here. So for those of you watching it on YouTube, you'll see that. But if you think of the L I mentioned, like a chair where your bum goes, the L, where your bum goes. So that open area where you're supposed to sit, it's been open all this time. They put a wooden structure. They filled it in like that. Sorry, I keep hitting my microphone here. And yeah, it's going to have a tower. It's going to have stairs going up with a balcony on each side of it, like east-west of it. And correct me if I'm wrong, Connor, I believe the ref said too, is in the metal part going up, they're going to have a spiral staircase and do something which roughly sounds like a control tower up there. Did I get that wrong?
Yeah,
I've got lots of other things wrong.
Yeah, well, Jeff's going to have to see if it's authentic to the real thing.
You said he's going to put a wraparound balcony around the entire structure at the top.
Now, all I'm thinking about, crazy to hit a 360 suicide trick shot off that thing.
I'm not
throwing your
gonna
ass
move
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Notice that the fees
No,
to
it's
play will
it's
go
really
dramatically
high
up
up
once
if you
their
go from
insurance
the
gets
one
killed.
way.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's the picture. So we're gonna have one. Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
Sorry,
Yep.
Connor, I interrupted you
So
there when you're talking about your 360 circling. I don't know if you're serious, because if anyone's going to try it, I was going to say it's you, but then I realized, no, we have Nevin. So Nevin will try
Yep.
it, then you will try it.
Nevin's a
Don't tell
bum.
Ben.
Nevin's a bum.
Don't
You'll
tell
never see him
Ben.
a sniper Call of Duty. He's always using like the meta SMG. So
The
He'll be right up
gauntlet
your
is
ass.
thrown, gentlemen. Mark it down, 7:58 p.m. And
I,
whatever that.
no, I, it's he wants to be competitive. He I don't know.
No,
Just
it's been
saying, back in
He's
competitive.
my
not a
prime.
sniper.
I put the pictures up, and it's not done, of course. And I guess they're going to have a whole area around there. Right now, there's a balcony. I think they're reinforcing it in that. They can't keep it the way it is. I mean, if you think that is the highest point on the field, and even in the top area, it is the highest point, because generally, if you're thinking of a grid with 4 spaces in it, the top left corner is number 1. That's where it is. To the right of it is Village, which is considerably lower.
Yep.
Below, on the number 3 spot, just underneath the terminal, it's a little bit less, but it is going down. That's Market. And the last square in the bottom right, number 4, is very low ground, and that is it's basically tire ball, and there's a little area around it. So you're going to have this commanding tower in the top corner of the highest part of the field. Can you say like big game objective, like attack defend, where that's there's going to be a whole bunch of possibilities with that. It looks much
Usually like a bomb defuse with one team in Market, one team in Village. Like 4 in Market, 4 in Village. A red team, and then like I don't know, obviously a lesser amount guarding. And then the 2 teams have to come up and try to defuse the bomb, and then you can guard from that tower or whatever, and the whole map is I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah,
And early spring and late fall when the foliage.
Yeah, with the foliage around it, and who knows what they're going to put around it. They could put little barricades with sandbags. They could put.
But in the early spring or late fall, there'll be no foliage, no leaves on the trees, and the foliage you get a clear shot into Market and into Village from that tower.
That is correct. You're right. Even the little area there between. Remember, it used to be the choke point between Village and Market up that hill, and they cleared that out a lot. And
just the trees left, not the no shrubs, no brush.
Yep. You've got a lot of exciting stuff, and with the amount of work they're putting on it, I mean, I think it might be a stretch to say this year, but that is going to be quite the field, and I'm really curious to see what they put around it, because of course you think about it, it's going to be a standalone field by itself, so they got to make it tactically like that. You're probably going to have that just in the center, little things around it. There are a lot of containers around it right now. And I mean, it's just speculation, but you could put, I don't know, ramps going up there, but good to see that happening. And then we went downstairs, and I became photographer downstairs. And what's the first game type? I think Connor or Mike was attack defend. There was a couple of games you guys played downstairs, but Ben's dad.
I became media as
first
well.
Deathmatch, but on a diagonal.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And the attack defend was pretty good. And we've got a couple of videos to that. Connor was trying to get Ben to go up there and shoot his dad in the second floor. But his dad now, who's been out, he's been out 3 times with us, and he's gone out with Ben a couple of times as well. He seems to be learning, but he had Gene and he had Connor just lining him up. And just like one from the left side, one from the right, and he didn't give up. Where were you when that was happening, Jeff? On what side were you on when that was happening? I couldn't keep track. I was just on the one side alone.
I was in. We started in the north side on the containers.
Okay.
And me and Ben went. We went around to the corner side, and came down from the north side. But after that, I lost track of everybody. I got out in a couple minutes after that.
It was fun, and that's another field where, they took that big thing out of the middle, but they're never done with that field. So I'm happy to see what they do with that next. Now, when we got back on Saturday, we played a little Halo, and the four of us, and that was fun. As a matter of fact, I'm going to suggest we do that tomorrow night, just because we're going to practice having each other's backs, virtually. And look, true to form, I'm as bad as I am in Halo as I am in paintball. And granted, I'm glad we don't have those like hallucinations that happen in the Halo 3 mission for those of you guys who play it, where Cortana kind of interferes with your brain. Or is it Gravemind? I can never get that right.
No, it was Cortana trying to remind you of your responsibilities.
Yeah. Just like a woman. And then we went to Comic-Con in Montreal here the next day. And, look, it was fun. Jeff, you hadn't went in a couple of years. What did you think of it? Same thing as always, but same excitement, or what?
It was like the Sunday is always the winding down. It's always the quieter part. I hadn't been since I think 2023 was the last time I went. And, it was a little bit different because it was just after COVID, more or less, and everyone was like, "We want to do this," so it was a lot more involved. But it was good, and of course the costumes are always impressive, and you're recognizing stuff from all kinds of shows and whatnot. There's a lot more anime focused cosplay and paraphernalia and merchandise this year. Usually you get a good mix of the other fandoms and whatnot, but very heavily anime this year.
Yeah, I got to meet Freerun, and if you don't know who Freerun is, well, then you're missing out.
Who's that?
That's your favorite girl in the world.
My favorite girl. Oh, she's misunderstood. Okay. Yep. She'll outlive me, and that's okay.
Who was the guy that you guys saw? The actor that you guys saw walking down the hall.
Yeah, Connor, explain that. Explain how there was one guy from The Boys. I know his character in that, and what you said, and when we walked out of the room, what happened. Do you want to explain that story? That was kind of cool.
Yeah. So we went up to like the big hall where all the celebrities are. They can get the autographs with and pictures, and it was still early, so they weren't all there. But
Frenchie was there, right?
I can't remember his full name, but it's Topper or something. So Frenchie from The Boys was there. And right beside him is Laz Alonso's spot. So MM, Mother's Milk. Yeah, Mother's Milk from The Boys. But he's not there. And I was like, damn. And I was like, wow, that's so cool to see Frenchie and stuff. And even, and go online to see him. It's like, we saw him there. It's cool because he's pretty cool in the show. And so we saw some other people, Candy Circus, and and
John Aston.
So, and then after when we go down on the way up, we see Laz Alonso, MM,
walking right next to us,
by with like his two security guards, basically, which weren't like. Not security, just showing him the way. Like two employees at the event. And so it's just super funny because we said hi to him and he was like, seemed like genuinely excited, I guess, because we recognized him without him having to have like a sign over him that's like, hey, I'm an actor.
That's a very good.
You know me.
No, that's a very
you
good
like
point.
me. Really like me.
Lou Ferrigno, the original Hulk, you know him, what he looks like. William Shatner, who was there yesterday. You know what he looks like. Well, you said Andy Serkis. It's like he looks like Gollum. It's like no shit, he was Gollum. I always find it. You get starstruck to a certain point. I mean, I would have liked to seen the Emperor. Oh, we saw the guy who plays Trevor in GTA, but doesn't want you to remind him, right?
Stephen Hogg.
Yeah. And no, it was a good time, And I just wonder, these guys that do like 3 days of Comic-Con, like a lot of people do. And there's the seminars and stuff, and there's the invites, and there's parties at night. And I mean, it's a big event, but we always go one day. And I guess, Connor, we used to go Saturdays for a while, but I think Sunday is good because, like Jeff mentioned, it kind of winds down, and the big stars are usually there on Sunday for sure. And the guys to meet Andy Serkis.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the
is that first we saw in the first season of Andor, where there's towards the end, Cassian gets arrested and he's in prison. There's the prison escape where they're wearing that iconic white outfit with the orange outline. So we saw 2 prisoners, and later we saw 7 of them all walking in a line. They all had props,
and they were going upstairs.
They were going upstairs to see him. Where in the show he led kind of the prison break. He had a super super iconic speech, top 3 probably in all of Star Wars. So
other than
really cool. It would have been awesome to see him see them.
So, yeah, was it better than Palpatine's return? But somehow he's returned. What is the line? It's so bad I want to forget it.
Yeah.
Somehow he's back.
Somehow he's back.
We should have, Connor, you're right, though. We should have followed up because there would have been an ovation when those guys came in. There would have, with their signs, free. And if you haven't seen Andor, and we're not morphing into a Star Wars site or anything. We're nerding out here. We're paintball nerds, so we get all kinds of nerd things we cover. Oh, there we go. Somehow Palpatine returned, Connor puts in the chat window. But Andor is definitely a good show, and it's that starstruck thing there. A lot of people waiting for Andy Serkis, and he was there signing autographs. What time you normally see lines like that are before the guys got there, so that was quite a lineup for that. And now you guys went out because Connor and I had commitments, a family related thing after, but I guess Mike Miranda and. You were late, Jeff.
Yes.
If you wanted more time with Andrew, you would have fucking been there early. I'm just saying, though. I guess I drove by your house at 9 a.m. I could have picked you up, right?
Didn't offer.
Didn't offer? Well, should I have offered you breakfast like Saturday?
No.
Bare minimum, Dad. Come on. Come on.
Mr.
Jeff deserves the princess
Give her
treatment.
toast. Make her toast. Right.
It was hopping in Chinatown where you guys ate. The convention center is right across the street from Chinatown, and they do a killing during Comic-Con. But what you guys there was no room in the first. Mike, you got intimidated by a couple of possibly people from the Yakuza, even though that's Japanese and it was Chinatown. Is that how the story's morphed on Broken Telephone by this point?
Yeah. Basically, we went in and I didn't feel like fist fighting any old ladies for dumpling chairs. So I was really, really, really hungry. So we basically just walked directly out, and I looked at the first building that had food on it, which happened to be right across the street. Yeah, which was all of them. I don't know how to pronounce it. There'll be some people that'll tell me. Pho, Phu, Fung, Pei. But anyway, Vietnamese pho. We've only had it once, so I was like, oh, let's go there. And it turned out to be very, very, very good. Definitely impressed. Then we left. Miranda got some fancy juice tea drink with
bubble tea. Fruit bubble.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was boba tea, but it had little cut up pieces of fruit in it and stuff.
That's right.
And
it was the fruit party. The fruit party.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, no, Chinatown is really cool, and how close it is, and just the food. I love food. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm hungry right now.
You know what I'm thinking for next year, because this is the second year that we've gone to Comic-Con, Connor and I, with Mike Miranda. Of course, Jeff joined us this year. We had someone else join us as well. I'm thinking what we should do next year is maybe the same. It might be a lot for a weekend, but if it's a paintball weekend where we have paintball on the Saturday and that's Comic-Con, is either we move it around the schedule, or maybe on the Sunday after playing paintball on Saturday, Sunday we'll go. And then after, I mean, a place we've gone a few times, there's a brasserie around the corner from us that we go to, is those guys who maybe can't go to Comic-Con but want to go for a little team dinner. We haven't had a victory dinner this year for D-Day. And, we would get together and do that. I guess next year when we win at D-Day, we'll have to do it again. Oh, no, I cursed it now, right? Did I curse it?
No, you didn't. But you said that last year about this year. You said that last year about this year, so you didn't jinx it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I'm getting a
You were
lot of
high
help
on
from you
on-
guys.
on
Mike
listens.
helps out a great deal with promotions and the podcast and everything, and with the drone and that. Connor does a lot of help with the tournaments, the podcast. You as well, Jeff, with the podcast and your knowledge and everything. But I still can't do the other 80% myself. That's what I'm trying to say here, guys. Okay, maybe it's 70%. All right.
What's up, Gene? Gene's here too.
Gene's here. Gene, the dancing machine. Gene,
He's on
I
Facebook.
think Gene is the only player. All the events this year, actually, Gene and Trent have attended every C1D event. Gene even went last weekend when it wasn't one. So that guy's like, yeah, I always end up playing against Gene. And the guy is, I bet you there's so many people that when they join a paintball club or airsoft, especially airsoft, is, we have shirts, or what's your call sign? They go Ghost. And the guys kind of roll their eyes. Oh, yeah, he's like Ghost. No, Gene is Ghost. Gene is Ghost. Like, you want to keep track of him, but you can't really. Yeah, the best you can do is, I saw him there, and then 3 seconds later is on the other side of the field. So, I mean, you just keep track of, is he dead or not? But
it's like lore now, because when he's on the other team, me and Miranda talk about it. It's like we always know if we can't see him, he's fucking crawling around somewhere, and he's gonna pop up somewhere next to us, or yeah.
I actually got him last game day 2 or 3 times, and he popped me a couple times nice yesterday. Not malicious revenge, but a karma kind of revenge. Now, okay, we're 45 minutes into this. Kind of knocked off a few things off the list of what we're going to talk about. Something a lot of us did talk about, though, between Saturday and Sunday. The cold, long winters, this part of the world, upstate New York, all the way up to where we are in Quebec. Winter's not easy, and the paintball season isn't too long. But July is that time of year with everybody on vacation. Like just the ugly heat we had the other day on Saturday, even though it was only 10 of us. I realized, because I went and looked in some of my old files, because when we have game days, I put all the files in the specific thing, April whatever 2024, so I can edit it. And it's like, traditionally we only have maybe 2 outings in July, and I think a lot of it is because of that heat. And but it's been a weird year because, put your hand up. I was wearing a sweatshirt to start D-Day. I was wearing a sweat hoodie. And like 2 weeks
Wearing
later.
a life vest.
Yeah,
Start
and a
D-Day.
vest. Yeah. Yeah.
Pontoon boats.
Paddle out there in kayaks, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wearing a hoodie as well.
Connor, by the way, his first game on Saturday, he ate a dirt sandwich. He went around the corner.
No.
He was only worn 3 times, but that mud. And I'm happy you didn't listen to me, because he kept saying, "Are you going to wear your combat pants or your shorts? Put on your combat pants. Put on your combat pants." And he didn't. And then he fell, and I was going to say, "You should have put your combat pants." And I thought, I just saved a lot of laundry. I don't need that. We're good. We're good.
I forgot my belt, so I gave it a test, and I took 2 steps, and my pants are around my ankles, so I needed to stay in my shorts.
Man, I wish I would have got that on camera.
So many jokes. I could have just used that one on, but I'll just keep to myself here.
I took a nice face dive in the mud too. Intentionally, though. I mean, I didn't intentionally want to land in the mud, but I intentionally dove.
It's softer than a pile of rocks, at least. It's softer than that. Now, I guess the next thing for us, D-Day's behind us. The videos are out. Connor, I'd like to watch actually number 6, the back end of the forest thing and that. For those of you who haven't seen it, I think this year's D-Day, I mean, ultimately it's whatever cameras I have, I throw it together and I put it together. But this year it really flows. It really builds up. It's that intense battle at first and it goes up, 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 up. Kind of episode 8 and 9 kind of plateau, which are the final 2. But I'd really strongly recommend you take a look at that, especially if you played on the Axis side. Just because Connor, the way he runs around the field, he interacts
You'll
with
see
a lot of
yourself
people.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see yourself. And myself, I mean, I wasn't running around the field. I was more like walking around the field. But yeah, you see a lot of different things. And I mean, I always say it, but and Mike, you know, because you edit your videos, you edit and make videos. Sorry, is when you see someone, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. So, but I edit each of these videos takes a long time to edit, and I have to watch it like 4 or 5 times. Watching the final product, I still said, oh yeah, I forgot that happened, you know, and just funny moments in that. Right now, my favorite moment, I think so far, up to episode 6, is when we're in the forest. I know Connor was there. I'm not sure if you guys were there, if Mike and Jeff were there. When they had the timeout and we're on top of the ridge and they'd lined up, not realizing that you're not on the top of the ridge, and we just laid into them. And for that cut of it, and that's in the 5th video, about 15 minutes in. Because of the 2 cameras, you see my camera in the corner. Connor just goes to the ground to hunker down. And the sound of the shots, it's like the beginning of the half, you know, when you line up. It was ridiculous. Although I think it's more ridiculous they actually thought they were going to get through to us. But anyway, I digress.
That was pretty crazy part, that's for sure. No, I was totally blind. I didn't realize medic on the other team that literally walks like 2 meters in front of me.
Yeah, you'll see.
Was
that
just
in the
walking
video
up
too.
and down our line, back and forth, and just looking at us, and very.
Yeah, so I said, "Hey, what the F are you doing here? Get over there!" And I'm kind of laughing, but I was actually annoyed. Like, what, are you going to go back?
That was weird. I get it. It's, you know, there was legit concern that somebody is hurt, but he screamed for the game to be stopped, and there was nobody there. So
the refs are doing their job, though. When somebody screams, they're hurt.
They did do their job, but somebody do their job as a player, maybe, to follow the rules.
It should be like a hockey and a
properly.
baseball game. When you screw around like that, they throw you out of the building. How about that one?
You know,
For sure,
outta
especially
here.
something like that, paintball, there can be so many legitimate, like, really bad injuries.
Yes.
So
yeah.
that's, I don't know. I don't think that's it's sportsman-like really to do at all. But
Well,
I
considering
digress.
the amount of rain we had on the Saturday, there was literal swamps that came up. And when I consider a swamp is any over 6 inches of water, and there were choke points there. And I thought when somebody said, I thought it was an airstrike, and somebody was like, no, it's a timeout. And then I kept repeating, I think somebody might be hurt. And I thought, oh no, with the water, somebody's hurt. But it's like, anyway, nobody was hurt. And we popped off on that one, which made compelling video. Speaking of compelling videos, I got a new toy. I got a new Neo drone, DJI Neo. Not advertising.
That's really cool.
It's wild because, yes, I'm not mechanically inclined. And it does a lot of cool things when you know what you're doing. And when you don't know what you're doing, like me, it does a lot of cool automatic things. It'll circle around you. There's a thing called a boomerang I found out where it'll circle around you, but it'll go close to the ground on one arc and on the other side up high. So you can...
Oh, that's cool.
It does all these really great things. And I'm going to be going to Halifax on vacation to the ocean next week. I will not fly it over the ocean, but, just one of these drones. It's one of these follow me drones. That's pretty wild. And for those of you like me who try to justify everything you buy for paintball from your wife or your significant other, so I'm going to use it for the Halifax trip. Then she's never going to see it again. So we're covered. We're covered. Chris, I've been looking into the DJI action camera and the pocket to film, which instead of my phone. Yeah, phones get great sound, especially, but the DJI drone is just they're top notch. Now I'm not. Now, Mike, you're good flying that, but I guess you could get software. You can get like essentially a video game that you use the same controls and practice on, which is a cool idea.
I didn't know they made action cameras. DJI is a pretty good company. I'd have to look into that.
Yeah, they make gimbals too. We're really all over the place with today's show, aren't we? Yeah.
Like, I was thinking of getting a camera, but I just don't know if they'll hear me, my wheezing.
I cover my. So if you ever wonder why every single one of my videos has music, whether it's really high or really low. If it's really high, it's because I was running a lot that day. So yeah, that's 90%. I mean, I really like having music in my videos. They're kind of cinematic or whatever. But that's honestly the reason why I put them in the beginning, because I was like, oh my god, all you can hear is me just wheezing and coughing and barely breathing. So yeah,
I mean, I think that's normal though too, especially when you're running like app and
not when you're like walking to the zone to set up and I'm still wheezing.
Well, I'll tell you what, for D-Day I used to have wall-to-wall music at D-Day. And then it's like, well, if I'm trying to make the person feel like, you know, they're living the role of the medic or the old guy walking around, the music kind of takes you out of it. So this year for the videos, I did 90 seconds at the beginning and 90 seconds at the end, kind of like it's opening, closing. You try to encompass it with that, but it's also the time of year that my cheaper of the two cameras, I don't care how it looks on the D-Day video because I'm using the Saving Private Ryan shaky cam effect. It works well. The next debate we're going to have, not debate, but discussion is, are we playing at Mirabelle's big game in August? I thought we would do... You would like to? How about you, Mike? Mike, I think you're the guy spearheading.
I would love to.
Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I brought it up.
And you played last year in it too, Mike.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. So I had a really good time, and I won stuff, and good vibes, good people, good food, good beer, and good paintballing. So, I mean, everything about it.
Connor, what do you think, especially compared to Rush as the option? I think Rush, there was too many people on too little fields. Do you think this is a better option?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, I hope so. I mean, Rush, I don't think it was a Mirabelle, like, staffing problem, but it was just, like, the...
Logistics.
Felt pretty, like, toxic.
Players.
Like, lots of cheating and stuff, so I imagine from a more organized annual event like this, it's going to be a lot more, like, you know, they're going to... There's going to be more personnel maybe to help out with that. So no, I mean, otherwise I'd like to go. Could be fun.
Yeah.
Well, in the Tidman channel, they use pretty much almost the entire field, like entire facility. So they always have much more staff, and you have a lot more people who are like more dedicated, like to play well or play fair at least, you know, and you'll be caught out that much faster. And you know, like I said, last time I played was number, like, I think it was pre-COVID actually. Like Mirabelle is a fun place to play, and it's
a lot of cool stuff to look at too.
Yeah,
there's a couple of things there. Though. The D-Day field. So there's boats on fake water, a slight hill, and you got trenches. There's one trench along the top of the hill. It works fairly well. There's a couple of planes crashed into the ground. It's pretty wild. But instead of playing north-south, so rushing up from the beach, you're actually going east-west. And it's really interesting. The map wasn't considered like that. And it looks wide open, and it does have a lot of... Because Connor and I, we played, 2019, we did the big game there. Right before COVID, or was that 18? I can't remember. I think it was 19. Right before COVID in August. And... the field that part of the field has not changed a lot at all, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll probably get that official and put it up on the C1D website. I don't know if I want to do Rush in the fall, and I know if we do this one, the big game, they might want to do Rush in the fall, but there was a bit of a sour taste in it last year, and as Connor pointed out, it's not the staff, because they had a bunch of people like us. I mean, I think most of us for Rush decided the week before that we were going to go. So I think they kind of realized, like, I think maybe they anticipate only
Yeah,
maybe
last week.
a couple of hundred people tops.
Interesting thing.
Hey, somebody made money
Yeah.
that day. But
Yep.
the second half of that day, it's like, let's put these guys on the 3 maps that you got to go that are the worst to go through. There was no way somebody was going to run through and do that and like kill the other team. There's just no way it was going to happen. But we had fun. Ketchup Guy. Yes. Chris remembers Ketchup Guy. I remember Ketchup Guy. Yeah, that was, oh my God.
Yeah. No, I hear you scream his name at night in your bed.
Yeah, I hate
Cold
Ketchup
Not in a
Guy.
good
What's
way.
your nightmares?
Last night I kept screaming, "No, Ben! Not my back!
No,
I'm hit!" In slow motion, I hit the ground.
It was fun to watch. Like, and like, you look like you're walking, your hands in your back, going, and I think he's really quite fucked.
That's what motivates.
he was so happy though.
It motivates Jeff and I because we're the old guys on the team. It's like, well, at least I can outlive Jeff, and Jeff goes, "I'm going to outlive that son of a bitch Andrew on this field." He
To feel
nodded.
myself.
All right, guys. A bit of a loose one tonight. Don't know if we have any parting shots here. I believe the next game is supposed to be the 19th at Lancaster, but we got a lot of bodies not there. And I want to push that back a couple of weeks so this way we get better attendance. And it also allows that one field, which is just grass, to get even taller. So I think that would be a good one. Yeah. But I had a joke in my head, but I haven't formulated it well enough. It has to do with grass and the number of players at C1D. The grass doesn't last very long when C1D gets there. But anyway.
I'll bring more cookies.
You'll bring more cookies. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, better ones next time.
I bet you Ben's still awake. I did it to his dad. So I'm telling him, eat all the cookies. Like, yeah. What did he do? He took my sniper. So I got the Cronus sniper. I dragged that out. That's the first time I played. What did I said? Every 3 years? No, I haven't played in that one for like probably 5-6 years. It's a big Cronus with the stock, and it's got an 18-inch barrel, and it's got I think I narrowed it down to 2 grips, and it's got the tripod on it, the bipod, sorry. And it's maybe 6 inches shorter than him, and he's going to use it. It practically threw his shoulder back when he shot it, but yeah, he enjoyed that. It's good helping out the little kids. And, well, I guess I'm his bitch now since he lit me up in the back like that. He's like, "Give me your gun!" Is that or my lunch money? Almost got... Oh. Okay, well, you know what? I've had my coffee. Jeff had his red cup, so he took away a good photo op we would have had for Instagram or whatever we use it on. Connor wants to take a shower, and he wants to go to sleep. And Mike, I don't know, Mike's got his hat. He's looking relaxed.
To take off his hat.
I've been cooking stew, so it's all I can smell, and I haven't eaten dinner yet, and that's what I'm up to.
Oh, well, we all have some place to be. And for those of you who chose to be with us and listen to this, that is such a good...
Know the secret ingredient in the stew.
What?
Pickles.
Pickles, yeah. It could very well be. It's a secret, so I can't tell you.
It's a secret. I'll have to kill you. You just ruined my segue. All right.
Sorry.
I want to thank Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome. Always happy to be here.
I wish I could say the same. I want to thank Mike. That's for saying you're going to outlive me. You probably are, but I had to do that. Otherwise, I lose my man card. Thank you very much, Mike. Hey, wait a minute. Are you cooking the stew, or do you have your wife like chained to the stove again, you masochist?
No, it was an hour and a half sitting there. All she had to do was throw in some veggies. She just
threw in some veggies.
Threw in some veggies, stirred it, tasted it, added more salt when you left, saying, "What the hell is this guy thinking?" But until she tells you that to your face, everything's good. Everything's good. Remember the first few years, dinner's delicious.
She hasn't
and
been
it's like,
live for a while.
well, oh, jeez. Connor, I want to thank you for being on the show. And
I'm contractually obligated to be here, but it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
All right, women board agreement.
Well, thanks for listening. We'll be back. We're going to be back sooner than a couple of weeks because we're going to do a couple of one-off episodes, including we're going to do one. Connor's going to talk about being a medic, which I think is, and I've mentioned it many times, the biggest change at Commando Action D-Day over the 5 events I've covered is the work of the medics. Our medic team was spectacular this year. I don't know how the other medic team was, but I want them to be just as good because it makes the game that much more intense. We're just going to have some fun episodes like that, as well as talking about our game days. It was an excellent game day where we did some variations on simple stuff. We just went out there and we had fun. We didn't worry about winning or losing. And because at the end of the day, another good segue, guys, it is just a game.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like us, rate us, and tell everybody about us. Thanks for listening.